Why can we trust God's instruction and guidance in our lives? Psalm 27, verse 10. All the ways of the Lord are loving and faithful toward those who keep the demands of His covenant. He is always loving and faithful. Pastor Todd here with the devotional for December 4th. Sometimes His love and faithfulness may not appear that way, but this is due to our inability to fully see what He is doing in our lives. Psalm 23 is one of the best loved psalms. David writes about the loving shepherd who takes care of the sheep. The shepherd watches over the sheep whether they are aware of His faithful and good care or not. He guides the sheep in paths of righteousness for His name's sake. The instruction of the Lord is a road that leads toward God's perfect plan, a plan that exalts His name. The shepherd is always with the sheep, even through the valley of the shadow of death. The psalm ends by proclaiming, "Surely goodness and love will follow me all the days of my life, and I'll dwell in the house of the Lord forever." We are headed toward that eternal home, but until we get there, we will be helped by those two trustworthy guides, love and goodness. Jesus wants us to love God and others with our soul. The soul is that part of us that denies logic. It's a mystery. Loving with our souls goes beyond what people would consider as normal. We give forth our love because we want to, and it probably makes no sense to outsiders. During the course of earning her master's degree, a woman found it necessary to commute several times a week from Victory, Vermont to the State University in Burlington, 100 miles away. Coming home late at night, she would see an old man sitting by the side of a road. He was always there in sub-zero temperatures and stormy weather. No matter how late she returned, he made no acknowledgement of her passing. The snow settled on his cap and shoulders as if he were merely another gnarled old tree. She often wondered what brought him to that same spot every evening. Perhaps it was a stubborn habit, private grief, or a mental disorder. Finally, she asked a neighbor, "Have you ever seen an old man who sits by the road at night?" "Oh, yes," said the neighbor, "many times." "Is he a little touched upstairs? Does he ever go home?" The neighbor laughed and said, "He's no more touched than you or me, and he goes home right after you do, you see. He doesn't like the idea of you driving by yourself out late all alone on those back roads. So every night he walks out to wait for you. When he sees your taillights disappear around the bend and he knows you're okay, he goes home to bed."